Does eating earlier improve sleep quality even without weight loss? The relationship between meal timing and sleep has emerged as a compelling frontier in circadian biology research, challenging conventional assumptions about diet and rest. Recent investigations into early time-restricted eating suggest that when we eat may influence how we sleep, independent of caloric intake or weight changes. This separation of timing effects from metabolic outcomes represents a paradigm shift in understanding nutritional chronobiology. Preliminary research using crossover trial designs has begun mapping the mechanistic pathways through which eating schedules affect sleep architecture. When participants shift their eating windows earlier in the day while maintaining constant caloric intake, researchers observe measurable changes in circadian phase markers, particularly dim light melatonin onset. These biological shifts suggest that meal timing acts as a Zeitgeber, or time cue, capable of influencing the master circadian clock independent of energy balance. The implications extend beyond simple correlation, revealing that food timing may represent an underutilized lever for circadian regulation. However, the picture becomes more nuanced when examining individual differences in chronotype. Morning-oriented individuals, whose natural circadian preferences align with earlier activity patterns, demonstrate more consistent improvements in sleep onset latency and overall sleep efficiency when adopting early eating windows. Their existing biological rhythms synchronize readily with the advanced meal schedule, creating constructive interference between dietary and endogenous circadian cues. Conversely, evening chronotypes face a more complex scenario. For these individuals, early time-restricted eating may create circadian misalignment, forcing their eating schedule to conflict with their natural preference for later activity. This dissonance can manifest as reduced subjective sleep quality despite objective improvements in sleep timing metrics. The methodological rigor of current studies reveals both promise and limitations. Controlled feeding trials with actigraphy monitoring and validated sleep assessments provide robust data on immediate effects, yet questions remain about long-term sustainability and real-world applicability. Most interventions span only 2 to 3 weeks, insufficient time to assess whether initial sleep improvements persist or whether adaptation occurs. Additionally, the influence of meal composition, social eating patterns, and occupational constraints on adherence remains poorly characterized. From a practical perspective, these findings offer cautious optimism rather than universal prescription. Individuals struggling with delayed sleep phase or mild insomnia might explore earlier eating windows as a non-pharmacological intervention, particularly if their natural inclinations already favor morning activity. However, forcing an early eating schedule onto a confirmed night owl could prove counterproductive, potentially worsening both sleep quality and dietary adherence. The emerging evidence suggests meal timing deserves consideration as part of a comprehensive sleep hygiene strategy, but always within the context of individual circadian biology and lifestyle constraints. As research progresses, personalized approaches based on chronotype assessment may prove more valuable than one-size-fits-all recommendations.